Okay, camera woman.
Yeah, that's fair.
I agree.
Yeah, I'd say I'm semi-spiritual.
Okay.
And I'm not sure I believe in things to the extent you do, in that there's a creator. I haven't worked that out in terms of how we were created or
Yeah.
what happened and
Yeah.
what the sort of meaning of it all is.
Mm,
But I think there is energy forces. I really truly
100%.
believe in the universe kind of having a plan for you,
Yeah.
that everything works out the way it's meant to for you. I
Yeah.
think nothing that's meant for you will pass you by. I do have those sort of spiritual beliefs that there's a real
100%.
energy and guide around
No
you.
coincidences.
No, no,
Amen.
everything happens for a reason.
Amen.
So I do really believe that, but I believe in that sort of energy and that guider, but I don't know where that comes from in the way you believe that comes from, like a
Yeah.
creator or Jesus. I
Yeah.
don't. That's the bit I haven't figured out, is that starting point.
So you see where we was talking earlier, we said about how energy cannot be created nor destroyed, and we both learned that in physics. That's like one
Yeah.
of the first things that we learned. Physics, you talk about all the laws, Newton's law, gravity, all of that stuff. So it's like, okay, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. That's a law for us. But who created the energy that cannot be created nor destroyed?
Yeah.
That's the that's the follow-up question.
Of course it is, yeah.
And when I researched into that, the Bible describes the creation story in the most purest form and the simplest form as well. It talks about how God created the heavens and the earths in the beginning and the light and all the other stuff. But it's like, oh, and it's even crazy because we were talking about creativity. Do you know what sparked me when we was on the beach? I said about how I only became a creative person, or put in a situation whereby you could look at me and say you're a creative person. That's only because I jumped into the identity
Yeah.
of that creative person, and that was derived from reading the scripture in Genesis, where it talks about how we're made in the likeness and the image of God.
Yeah.
And what that means is we are like God. We share like qualities and tendencies that He has, and attributes, that sort of thing. And the first thing that you learn about God in the Bible is that He is creative, because it says in the beginning He created the
Yeah.
heavens. And do you know what I'm saying? So that made me harness my creativity, was based off that scripture right there,
It was like a vision that he had created.
and He manifested it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For sure. So it's like, yeah. But in terms of, so like, tell me more. You said you was interested in witchcraft. What does that mean?
So for me, it might be slightly different angle on witchcraft for you. I think I come at it from a real feminism perspective. So I think I find it interesting to find sort of the reasons as to why women were accused of being witches.
Okay.
So it's more. So I'm probably thinking about witchcraft in a more modern history sense.
History.
Yeah. So it's more around, in Norway I read about there's a fisherman's village, and they used to get hit by storms quite a lot, and if one of the women's husbands on board died, they'd often be accused of being a witch. If they were having marital problems or whatever, they would very often say that she'd create the storm to kill her husband, and then she would be accused of being a witch and be killed subsequently. So I think I come at it from just an interest about women through history and how we've been treated, and how independent women with thoughts and a voice and autonomy and empowerment have been persecuted for it. So
Yes.
I think I look at it more
Historical rather than the actual practices.
Yeah.
Of what. Okay, I was the practices because I'm focused on the spiritual
yeah
aspect of it, whereas you was more so focused on the history, the physical side, in my eyes,
yeah
anyways.
yeah so I think I come at it from perhaps not actual witchcraft, more accusations of witchcraft.
Accusations and
Yes.
linking back to feminine. Oh,
Yeah,
makes
so
sense.
some people who potentially weren't actual witches but
Yeah.
were accused of
Were
it.
accused and
Yeah.
probably killed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like even in the UK, in England specifically, I heard that if you were accused of being a witch, they would kill you at
Yeah.
a certain period of time.
Yeah. There's quite a few like places that were quite famous for it in the UK. Like there's a place, Pendle Hill, that's in the north, Edinburgh. So it was everywhere really, and it was just a way of controlling women, I think, to keep them in line. That if you don't, you'll get accused of being a witch. So
Okay, let's take a different angle though. So you said some women were accused of being witches, and it was a false accusation. It's fair to say not every accusation was true. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I would say is, if there's false accusations, surely there must be correct accusations. And
Yeah.
some people that were meant to be maybe not killed and hung and whatever they used to do, but punished
Yeah.
for that side.
So
What
do you believe in witchcraft, that it is a craft, that there are
Yeah.
people that can?
Yeah, we're talking about energy. Energy is something that you can't see. You feel.
Yeah.
You feel it. It's in the spiritual realm. Anything that you can't see with your physical eyes, like gravity, you can't see gravity. But if you jump from up there, you're probably not gonna make it till tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
that type of thing. So it's like I was so interested in studying about the unseen, what we don't see with our physical eyes, because our physical eyes are limited. I can only see you,
Yeah.
people behind you, and a little bit into my peripheral. But what can I see into the spiritual? That's what I became really focused on. Hence why I went to more studying and learning about the practices that people actually do, and it always led back to the truth, or
Yeah.
should I say my truth, which is that not even my truth, but the truth that I found, or the truth that found me.
Yeah.
Because at one point, the truth that I wanted was to become Muslim and have 4 wives.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was trying to be outside in a sense.
Yeah.
I was man. I was trying to enjoy it. Yeah, but back to the more spiritual side. What's your perspective and your ideology of Jesus specifically?
I find this one really hard. So I was brought up in a religious family. I spent summers at, summer camps and different
Was it
things.
forced?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was. Not forced. I did enjoy it, I think. And yeah, so I did grow up in a religious family.
Yeah.
So I do, and I remember as a kid really, really vividly, whenever I was really anxious about something and I didn't know the word anxiety at the time, that I would pray and that I would instantly feel better, and I'd feel like that something had shifted and that wasn't going to happen anymore, and it was a real kind of soothing space for me to be in.
So what do you pray now?
I don't know.
What do you mean don't know? It's just a no. Simple.
I wouldn't say that I carve out time and
Yeah.
dedicate to prayer.
Yeah.
But I think in moments where you're anxious, it depends what prayer is, isn't it? I suppose what the definition is. Is it just praying to who you believe is the creator, as you reference it? Is that the definition of prayer to you?
Go in and have it, like I said, relationship. When you have a relationship with someone, you communicate, innit?
Yeah.
You speak, you talk with each other. It's just speaking with that divine power.
Yeah.
So like, do you pray now?
No, I wouldn't
You
say
don't?
that I do pray now.
So has your anxiety increased? Because you said that before
Yeah.
you'd have anxiety at times and you'd pray about it and you'd instantly feel a presence that uplifted you. But you said now you feel
Yeah,
more
I'm much
anxiety.
more anxious now. That's really interesting. I'd never put that together like that. I'd never
'Cause it is-
reflected on that in that way
Yeah.
until that question.
Because it is a direct correlation in a sense,
Yeah,
like
it
in
is.
terms of like relieving the anxiety.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
almost like speaking it into existence, isn't it? So
Yeah.
that it's not in your subconscious or your
Yes.
conscious anymore, but speaking it into the universe. Almost, you put it in the universe's power then, I guess,
Yes,
don't
it
you?
is, yeah.
In terms of its response to it.
Yeah.
It's like manifesting, I guess, in a way, isn't it? So, do you think manifesting and prayer are quite closely linked?
Manifesting. I used to think that we could manifest, but now I don't know. What I do know is that when you have such a strong belief, you attract things towards you to
Yeah.
This is psychology as well,
Yeah.
like science.
But energy too. Like if you think about
Energy.
magnets,
Yes.
like energy attracts, doesn't it, or
Exactly.
repels?
Exactly.
So yeah.
So I think it's about what you're attracting and what you're repelling. So I think when you have a strong belief and a strong faith, and you know you're set in stone and saying, this is where I want to go, or this is what I want to happen, your brain is called confirmation bias in psychology, whereby the brain will confirm your beliefs and your ideologies and the things that go on in your subconscious mind. So, like, if I wake up one morning and I say, okay, I'm going to count all the water bottles that I see, the sack of water bottles. I'm going to see more sack of water bottles.
Yeah, because you're looking for them.
It's like the yellow car theory, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
So, and the Bible, the gospel, this is the thing, that in the gospel is Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. It's a collection of parables and stories and the testimonies of people that saw Jesus and were with him around that time. And they talk about how one of my favorite verses is "Seek and you shall find," which is to say, have you ever lost your keys?
You have a lot this week.
Guys, I haven't lost. I left my keys. But no, we've all lost keys on our phone.
Yeah.
When you lose your keys, you're seeking after your keys. You're trying to seek your keys and see where they are. And the Bible says, if you seek, you shall find. When you lose your keys, you know you need those keys. So you're going to search. You're going to go to places that you've never gone before to find those keys.
Yeah.
Even places where you're like, it can't be there, but you still check because you need your keys to open your door and go into whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, in life, it's the same thing. I think when you seek the truth, that's what I was seeking after. I was seeking after the truth. I wasn't seeking after Jesus. I wasn't seeking after witchcraft. I wasn't seeking after Islam. I was seeking the truth. That was my prayer. My prayer at the time was, I had the same prayer that I was saying to God. I was like, Lord, I know there's a divine power that's created this whole thing. I don't believe two rocks hit each other and we're just magically here. Now, I know that there is a divine power, but my confliction is, what's the truth between that? Because obviously you've got Hinduism, you've got Islam, you've got Christianity, you've got all these different paths that are trying to lead you towards the truth. I said, Lord, give me the truth. And I found the truth. And that's Jesus.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
And you went on rather than just believing what's in front of you in paper, and because it was, as you use, kind of like enforced upon you, you've gone out and made your own perception and stuff on it, which I think not a lot of people do actually, and they blindly follow and believe something. Yeah.
And that's actually something that Jesus said not to do. He said, don't just blindly follow.
Yeah.
He said, you need to, if you have questions, ask the questions.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I think for me, like when I read that scripture, or like whether it be the gospel, whether it be Genesis, like it's always leading back to one thing. And when I studied evil, they are directly attacking Christianity and the Bible, and they don't attack Islam or Hinduism or Sikhism the same way, but it's always an attack on Jesus.
Yeah.
So that just led me back to Jesus.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
I think everyone's on their own journey. Like I don't, like I said to you earlier, I think I'm not, like you were saying, oh, like you might think I'm weird because you like shells. That's the thing, guys. I think it's important to kind of, when you're around someone, trying to take on their traits, because like I said, there's a oneness with all of us. Like I see connectivity in all of us, no matter how different we look or how tall or short as you are, we're all connected in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
So like in terms of being judgmental, because I think this is a reason why a lot of people leave the church or leave Christianity specifically, is because there's judgmental people.
Yeah.
And that's their thing. They say, oh, I've had a bad experience with this person and they're meant to be this religious leader.
Yeah.
That's a very common issue that happens and occurs. But it's like, my perspective on that specifically is, wherever there's humans, there's going to be evil. Because like back to Adam and Eve, they ate the apple. So we are
we're inherently flawed as people.
We're born into sin. Exactly.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it any better. We're flawed.
Yeah.
like from when we're born, we're flawed.
Flawed, yeah. But I think sometimes there's beauty in that flaw as well, though, isn't there? Like, you
Yeah.
learn so much from it, and it's when people don't reflect and learn from it, but there can really be beauty in flaw.
Because even yesterday, when I met the guy I was telling you about earlier from Wales, I said to him, "Oh, that's how we got onto the topic where he started telling me about his life story." I was popping a little Pablo. You know what Pablo is now.
I do now.
Yeah, you do now. So I was like, "Oh, what's that?" Oh no, he knew what it was, but he said, I was like, "Oh, what do you take Pablo?" He was like, "No." And he was telling me what drugs he takes, and I was like, "Oh." When I was younger, I always said that I'd love to try that, but I know myself, and I know that if I tried that, I'm not someone I'm an extreme person.
Yeah.
So I'm hooked on it.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna want more.
Yeah, you're 100 miles an hour, aren't you? Like, you've said that yourself by your own admission.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's like I made a decision to say I'm not even gonna do that or put myself in situations where I'm surrounded by that. And they said to me, "Yeah, mate, never do it."
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Which to me was very significant because he's seen his own flaws and he's trying to guide me on the right path. Even though he's gone down the wrong path, he's still trying to lead me. And I was like, raw. A lot of people, even in his own hometown, that have seen him do bad things, evil things in a sense, whatever you want to call it, will look at him and say, he's this, he's that, but he's just met me and he's trying to lead me on the right path.
yeah.
So that's where I see God in everybody. I think God is within all of us. Hence why I said in Genesis, it says that we are made in his likeness and his image. So we all have an essence of God within us.
Yeah. That's really interesting, isn't it? That, like, he's so stigmatised and has got those labels in his hometown, and people really, when somebody attaches a label to you or puts you in a box, it's so hard to shake, isn't it? But you come in with that fresh perspective, no prior judgment, and just actually seeing him for what he is and who he is presenting as right now, rather than some of those perceived judgments that other people have. Like, you could have that conversation with someone in your hometown and they'd never believe it.
Even not even just what he is, but who he's becoming.
Yeah.
Because at the end of him telling me his whole story, where he told me about certain crimes that he allegedly committed, he said he was telling me what he's doing now and who he's aiming to become. He's applying for jobs. He wants to actually take the right path, even though his whole life was put against him through certain things that we spoke about earlier. So it's
But people that know him or have known him just wouldn't even register, because they just don't want to see it, because they've got their
conceived notions.
Yeah.
It's true. I think it's just very important to have kind of to be in a childlike state with everything. Now we were talking about Balenciaga and how babies are pure. They're still flawed, but they're a lot more pure than adults are. Because we've seen things, we've been through things, we've done things. So it's like, it's trying to enter that childlike state.
And I think, but part of that childlike state is inquisitive. If you think about how inquisitive children are, think if you're making assumptions and not asking questions, or really trying to listen to understand, or asking the questions to understand, or the right questions, it's so easy to just make assumptions. So I think actually children are naturally super inquisitive, and that's what we should all be, a bit more.
But you know what happens though? School shuts it down.
Yeah.
Like, I remember being in the classroom, like maybe primary school and even secondary school potentially, and there's a child in the class, a student in the class that always puts their hand up, and the teacher will say, "Hey, you've asked too many questions."
Yeah.
Like, stop that.
There's no such thing, I don't think.
Exactly.
Within the first hour of sitting with you, you asked me so many questions.
You asked me so many questions.
Yeah, I did.
Well.
So it's, thank you. I think inquisitivity is a big thing, but for the right reasons, isn't it? Because you get people that use it for gossip.
Nosy, they just want to know everyone's business.
Yeah. But I think
it's always about intention.
Intention. That's such a good word. Intention.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But is there anything else what do you want to ask me? Because I've been interviewing you, but it's a conversation.
Yeah. It's definitely a conversation. I've been asking you questions as we've gone. I just think you've got a really interesting perspective in that you've gone out and done your own research and come to your own conclusion on it. Because I think you started this, and it wasn't when it was on camera, but you said you wouldn't say,
Thank you very much.
you wouldn't say that you were religious because you think religious is divisive.
Yeah.
And do you think that comes from that place of people just following blindly and not like making their own beliefs about what they believe?
I think that's definitely an element of it. And can I shock you real quick?
Yeah.
Christianity is not a religion.
Okay.
But what is being done is they want to put it in the same bracket as religions. So it's like, in your mind, you're thinking it could be Islam, it could be Christian, it could be, but the truth is the truth. And it's like, a lot of like Bible scriptures have been turned into like catchphrases. So you've probably heard the saying, the truth when you hear the truth, it shall set you free.
Yeah.
The truth shall set you free. Yeah. So it's like, that's now like a common term. Everyone just uses.
Yeah.
That's derived from scripture, and it's like, when you really find the truth, you're free.
Yeah.
I feel very free.
It's a very good place to be.
Like, yeah. And that's where I'd love everyone to be in. But I think there's an element of, you have to go out and really seek the truth.
And you want to know it, you need to care about it or want to know it.
Someone else can't care for you.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to figure that out for yourself and what you care about and what's important to you.
That's true. True. Anything else you want to touch upon or ask? Or?
No, I don't think so. I think you've covered it. It's really interesting.
Covered all bases. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What is your what is your purpose here? Like, what are you on earth to do?
Me?
Yeah, you. We're talking.
I find that question really hard. I like the last 2 years I've really struggled with that, and I've tried to reframe it recently. So I went through a divorce after being with the same guy from the age of like 21, and I don't think I grew as me as an adult. I grew as or as the girlfriend of, and then subsequently the wife of. And I touched on it earlier with you that I really shrunk myself for that relationship.
What does that mean, shrunk yourself? Like, explain that to me.
So I would never advocate for what I wanted or what I needed, or I would always just go along with what he wanted to make life easier, I guess. Just blindly followed rather than had my own voice or my own opinion, which was tough for me, I think, because I've touched on feminism and all of that and strong independent women, and that's what I was brought up to be in this type of school that I went to. So for me to put all that in a box just to have an easier relationship, I think I lost part of me. So I've really tried to reframe the last 2 years of coming out of that as being an opportunity for kind of figuring out who I am. And I think I'm only as Emma, as this adult, and not being ashamed of that. Like, when I said to you, think I'm weird for picking up shells, I shouldn't even question that, because that's just who I am. So I think I'm still on a journey of figuring out who I am, what my sort of boundaries are. So I think until I know that, the purpose question is too much of a big question for me.
Identity first.
Yeah, because I think I don't really know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for me, purpose, I don't know. I don't know who I am yet, really, and I'm learning that now. But until I know that, I don't think it'll become clear.
Yeah, because I made an equation. I came up with an equation. The equation is identity plus purpose equals fulfillment.
Okay.
So when you have your identity and you have your purpose, like what you're here to do, that will give you fulfillment. If you've only got the purpose but no identity, you can't get the fulfillment because it's
Yeah.
identity plus.
Yeah, you need the two.
You need the two. If you've only got your identity but no purpose, you know who you are, but you don't know what you're here to do. So it's
Yeah.
like it's the two together. And I've had my purpose. I've known what I'm here to do since I was maybe 14, 15. But it was the identity that was shaky. So I wasn't fulfilled. And now I'm getting to a stage where I'm finalizing my identity because I've already been knowing my purpose. And I know once I finalize my identity, fulfillment will come. Yeah.
What's your purpose then?
My purpose, I am here to run businesses and through my businesses, not just be profit hungry. So I've been that in the past. I've had very, how can I put this? Had many opportunities to do bad things for money. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
And there was always a confliction within me because I knew that wasn't the right way. I knew that wasn't the right thing to do. Not even just because I knew that there was consequences to actions, but more so just because I knew that's not who I am.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know exactly who I was, which is the issue.
Yeah.
But
and when you're almost at a crossroads like that of like being able to choose one or the other, that's when it becomes clear that you don't know your identity, doesn't it?
Exactly.
I suppose when you're in that.
And like
when you've got that bit of temptation.
And I almost, because it was so easy, it would have been so easy for me to fall into that temptation because of my environment and certain people that I knew, more so connections that I had, my network,
and the perceived benefits of it.
Like imagine I'm 17, I'm in school, I just lost about 1.6k which I had saved up for about 9 months. I was working in the summer. I had my first business, which was literally selling sweets in school, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'd saved up all my money. I started a new business, lost everything. I came back out with that. With like £200 in my pocket. I was
devastated. Yeah.
It was a loss at the time. It was like, oh my gosh. It felt like my life was over in a sense.
Yeah. Because it was everything you'd had your vision on.
Everything I had.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to school now. This is when I just started, I think, sixth form. My friend who took a different path messaged me. I'm at school, and he just messaged me. It's like, yo, Mark, do you want to make £1 to £2 grand a week? I'm like, I opened the message. I just put the phone down. I'm just thinking.
Do you think you knew at that time when you got the message what would have been involved, pretty much?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you knew.
I knew what it was. Yeah. I knew exactly what it was. But I think what stopped me was. Oh yeah, you want the ashtray? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
You don't smoke, so
That's right.
thank
There you
you.
go. What was your question again?
You knew what that was, that message when it came through, and you were thinking about it.
I knew it was illegal.
Yeah.
And it would damage lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. To put it bluntly. But I think what prevented me from saying yes, because I said no. What prevented me from saying yes was intrinsically inside, I knew it was wrong. I knew it was not what I was meant to do. And
Did you lose that friendship over that?
He's in prison right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the time.
No,
he was okay with it.
He's a grafter. I was one of he sent that message to me, but he definitely sent that message to another 5, 6, 7, 8 people.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
So you didn't think, right?
No, we didn't fall out over that. It was just like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And I've always been quite a strong-willed person. That's probably due to my upbringing with my parents. They always told me, like, Mark, you're a leader, you're not a follower.
Yeah.
If people are doing something and you know it's wrong, walk away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, and I literally did that throughout my life. And there were some times where I didn't.